I love that. Let's see what it is, Vice Rhino.
One more beer, please. Yeah, so this one, we have Progress Only to thank for this one. Thank you, Progress Only. Let's get this guy's ugly face out. But Michigan Republican bill bans all online porn and depictions of trans people.
What?
So I don't think we really need to get into the article. But so
does he give a why?
Because they're fucking Republican.
Still.
Yeah, so they're calling it the Anti-Corruption of Public Morals Act.
Why are we going back to the fucking 20s? Why are we doing that?
No, this is like the 70s, except like the 1870s.
Yeah, I forgot. We needed to go even further beyond back.
Yeah, so the issue here, I mean, banning porn is itself an issue. Well, okay, before we get into the huge, ridiculous eugenics and genocide side of this, let's get into what the fines are. So the porn companies, if they don't adequately filter their stuff, like remove their access, I guess, in total from the state, they will get a $500,000 fee per violation. Individuals who violate the ban. So this would be if you sign up for Surfshark VPN by going to surfshark.com/rhino and getting 4 extra months for free. If you do that, so that you can still access porn while in Michigan, and they catch you, that is a felony with a $100,000 fine and up to 20 years of prison time.
20 years of prison time for looking at a naked lady.
Yes.
That's what it is. Now,
shall we get on to the genocide aspect of this? Because
it's part of Project 2025, BT dubs. The association of trans people with porn and then the subsequent banning of porn is part of Project 2025.
Kind of getting to that. So with regards to porn, the wording is real, animated, digitally generated, written or auditory pornography online with exceptions made for scientific research or whatever. But then when it comes to trans people, there is no qualification that it must be erotic in nature. It is just any depiction of a trans person is automatically pornographic in nature.
That's what Project 2025 specifically said to do.
Yeah. So that means if you are a trans person that exists in public,
your existence is pornographic.
So that's not you're not the $100,000 fine for possessing porn. You are the provider of porn in that case. So that's a $500,000 fine for transing in public.
Mm-hmm.
For just existing.
I feel like what happened to Charlie Kirk is wrong and should not be done by another human being ever. But I feel like if somebody tries to make you existing illegal, then their existence might be up in question.
So this is what I was getting at earlier when I was talking about how the democracy part of your government isn't really working right now.
No, it's fucking not.
So like, how do you look at a trans person in Michigan and say political violence is never acceptable?
I'm gonna go ahead and intercede real quick. I never said political violence isn't okay. And my reasoning is this.
My reasoning is every fucking right-wing nut job has been glorifying the political violence that was the founding of your country.
Well,
so to turn around now and say political violence is never acceptable is to say you should still be British subjects.
But we don't even have to get that abstract. We don't even have to go that far back.
It's not even abstract. You fought a literal war. What is more violent than a war?
That's 200 years ago, and you know people don't have that kind of fucking attention span on the right. So there's an easier and even closer one. Anybody who says political violence is bad should immediately want the abolishment of police.
Okay.
They should immediately want the abolishment of the United States military.
Abolish ICE.
Because if you do not think political violence is okay, then you also believe that nobody should have a monopoly on political violence, and that includes the state. That includes the government. If you believe that the government should have a monopoly on political violence, which they kind of do, then your argument is not that you don't like political violence. Your argument is you never want to be the person who has to get your hands dirty. That's what it is. So every single person that has tried to have that political violence argument, my response is, if you're okay with your tax dollars going to police or the military, shut the fuck up. You're not consistent in your views. You are okay with political violence. You just hope that it happens to people who quote quote deserve it.
I think at this point, being inconsistent in your views is a mandatory prerequisite of being on the right.
I'm not saying you're wrong. What I will say though is that it's very, very hard. I agree with you that it's very hard to look at somebody whose mere existence, ability to exist outside at all, is being thrown in question and tell that person there's nothing you can do about it. But on the flip side, if you look at by the numbers, let's say that somebody were to engage in political violence right now. Let's say somebody were to attack this person who made this bill and were to try to engage in silencing them. What do you think the end result of that would actually look like?
I'm not saying it's a salute. Like I said, I'm not advocating for it.
Yeah,
I don't
neither
think
of
that
us
actually
want to
would
advocate
accomplish
for that.
anything. I have a hard time saying, no, you should not do that when the options are so limited.
Yeah.
It's for the same reason you are carrying a gun around town now. I am very staunchly anti-gun.
But
I
the
cannot
options
look you in the
become
face and
limited.
say, don't do that, despite my convictions against guns, because of the situation that you guys are in.
Yeah,
down
a
there.
situation of self-defense has been given. A situation of self-defense has been necessitized.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I am not saying you should go out and do a political violence. I'm saying I can't bring myself to condemn that.
I can agree with that perspective.
Yeah.
It's a very, very hard thing to distance yourself from when it looks like every option that has been available is being eroded. And this is kind of one of the things that I've dug into on a few episodes now. We can't endorse and we cannot celebrate and we cannot support an individual going out and in favor of leftism or trans rights or whatever, getting a gun and going and fucking killing people. That's not the way that we want to do things in a civilized society, and making that the norm means that escalation theory is now in play, and everybody is going to be doing that. You've now just created chaos. On the other hand, what does it say when at the negotiating table, the other side is doing everything in their power to eliminate all options that would be available, that would be peaceful, leaving you only with the violent ones? I think the point, and this is kind of tinfoil hatty, but I've read through a lot of Project 2025, and I think that this is exactly what's
Is it really tinfoil hatty if they just write it down and say, this is what we're going to do?
No, it's not. It's definitely not. I believe that the idea is to eliminate all legitimate options off the table, leaving only the violent ones, so then they have an excuse to say that all the trans people are violent, all the left people are violent. It becomes their rallying cry. They can go, oh, look at all these people doing these things. Ignore the fact that we eliminated all those options. Nazi Germany actually did this with Jewish people. So for a while in Nazi Germany, the only job you could have legally for a while, if you were Jewish, was as a banker. And then arguments about how, well, the Jews are the bankers, they're controlling the money, but they also eliminated like a bunch of legal options for jobs that weren't fucking banker.
Okay, are we talking specifically Nazi Germany? Because I know that was like middle-age Europe.
It's been a thing that Germany leaned on.
Okay.
It's been a thing that Germany leaned on. So you get arguments that the Jews are the bankers and they're controlling all the money in the world, but you're also eliminating the jobs that they can have and leaving them only with the one you're accusing them of abusing. Like, it's just that shit again. Leave out all of the options for negotiation that don't involve a gun or a knife, and then blame somebody for reaching for the gun and or knife.
Oh, you just reminded me of H Bomber Guy tweeted out when
Cass, thank you so much for the raid.
Hey, raid. Good
H Bomber
good
Guy.
timing on that. So H Bomber Guy posted on Blue Sky that like when it came out that the Charlie Kirk shooter is probably a groiper.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, hey, Kristallnacht is canceled because it turns out that the perpetrator of this incident was one of the people we were grooming to take part in Kristallnacht is a hell of a take.
I didn't see that. I saw a lot of the, like, Civil War has been postponed because the identity of the shooter doesn't link up with who they want to have a civil war against.
Yeah, I will dig it up and read it word for word because I butchered the quote. Maybe you deleted it. Oh, no, here we go. It's right there. We have to cancel Kristallnacht 2.0 because the guy was one of the people we were grooming to take part in it. Is a heck of a twist, to be sure. And apparently I have 29 notifications. Let's close that before I look at those. BRB, bread oven go ding. No, that was just because we interacted with BreadTube for a sec. I still don't know what BreadTube is, but apparently H-Bomber Guy is one of them, so there we go.
It's just a catch-all name for anybody who talks about leftist politics, even adjacently on YouTube.
There was more to it. There was more to it than that.
Okay.
I don't remember what the more to it was.
Oh, I see. Well, that was very good to bring up then.
And the only reason I really know that H-Bomber Guy is a part of it is because he makes a joke about people thinking that he's in BreadTube in one of his videos.
Like, it's just
anyway.
people who produce left-wing content from the 2010s to now it's what BreadTube is. It's a loose way to describe people. Cassafel says, also, I know the BreadTube lore. It's a whole ordeal.
I don't want to know.
There's more to it than just human beings find shorthand to describe things because they're human beings.
Probably. I don't want to know. I just don't want to know.
Hey, thanks for making it to the end of the video. I really could not do any of this without all of you. Those of you watching, and especially those of you who support me on Patreon. I wanted to go ahead and take a minute to thank all of you who do that, because with YouTube being what it is these days, I really cannot do this full time without the support from each and every one of you. Those people would be Red Joker, Purple Poundini, Jemshin, Britzkrieg, Jupe the Malignant, Michael, Ravalern, Mabbity Babbity, Astral Frontier, Tales of Atonement, Nixie-chan, Kiri Artemis, Limor Pinku, Love Bunny Games, Victorian Alchemist, I'm not saying the last part of that, and you know that, Aurora, Leela Ururaka, Arcton Arclacier, Kiratorian, Dren Hadamata, Jordan M, John L, Lord Bleck, Smiling Game Master, and Fireshard. Thank you so very much. But since you're here, why not go ahead and try watching another one? There should be one that's on the screen right now. And if you are a patron of mine, I wanted to go ahead and thank you again for all of your support. There is still a video you could press though, if you'd like. I would appreciate it. Just a little bit.